Do you guys know that you are a gift? When you understand this and you stand in it in your life, it will become a wonder of every day just being filled with your light and just seeing how much God has blessed you with deliberate characteristics and the ability to see things and perceive in a different way, and just the all of who you are. Do you recognize this? Because I don't know, I was just thinking that if you are living from a place of lack, then you're gonna just receive more and more and more. That's just the way it goes. So if you can acknowledge that there's just something within you that you might not be expressing at this point in time, that you might have locked and repressed within yourself, and only with God you can ask, and what you receive is going to be of Him. So if you pray diligently and you seek Him earnestly, then He will be there to answer you in His own timing and what He thinks is best, because He searches the minds and the hearts of everybody. And you might think, oh, this is just good intention, right? I want to be freed from this sin, or I want to let go of this, or I want to step into this new position in my life. Lord, please give me a relationship, give me new friendships. We all have all of these wants, and I think I talk about this a lot in my videos. I think it's a substantial piece of evidence for us to always come back to and recognize, okay, what is really there within us? What is the root of why I want to do what I want to do? Lately I've been pondering, and I've been like, oh, I'm very inquisitive being. I love learning, I love understanding, to the point of like understanding to an extent which is too much. Like, we gotta feel sometimes. We cannot just understand our way out of every situation. And I'm not sure if you guys are sometimes find yourself falling into that place as well, because it only blocks your ability to see things and really just like transform at a soul level when you are actually being in your body and feeling safe in your body, which is another thing. But when you have all these multitude of things that you really want to press in and be like, God, like, why? Because you find out that he knows, and He will reveal it to you. You might even have secret intentions to like want to fuel your ego, because the ego is something that a lot of us identify with without even realizing. You can be so caught up in just trying to self-preserve or protect your peace at all costs, but then you're not really seeing the other perspective of another person. You're not really feeling into how they might be feeling. You're not really like diving into their being and really just seeing, okay, there's so many complexities here. Like, this is a whole nother individual, and I just feel like you can be separated from that if you're so hot-headed, focused on your path. But when you're walking with God, you have to recognize it's not for you, and it's not for your human wants that might be rooted from your sin, from the nature that arises within you. Like, no, you have to really check yourself and be very cautious, because the devil can easily plant seeds of doubt. He can easily entrap you in half-faced truths, and this is all too prominent in our media right now, and how our generation is right now. And I'm not even going to point to sides, because I don't think I know enough about it to do so, but I know that I was deceived as well. And now that I'm fully coming back to Christ, which is honestly, it just shows how merciful and gracious that He actually is, because when you are walking apart from Him, He will literally turn things around if you ask of it. You know, if you come to him, you're like, oh, like, I really want to like change. I want to give my heart to you. Like, I want to be freed from this burden that I've been feeling like is taking control over my life. But really, God just has a plan, and he has a will that's destined for you. And that is really ultimately the whole purpose of your life here. Because when you are walking in steadfast in that will, then you will be most assured in who you are. And not only that, will you, coming back to what I said, is like, you will recognize that you're a gift. You're a gift to be seen and heard and expressed in your full potential, and prospering and giving your portions over to the Lord. You know, with everything that you do, it says that, you know, God will give you the same in regards to how much you give to him. He's gentle, and he is allowing you to come back to being humble. And so, you know, just expect that if you aren't really showing up, then don't expect God to. He says it in the word that if you forsake me, I'm going to forsake you as well. He is a gentleman, and he's not going to act in a way which is that is really displaying chastisement over who he is. Like, he's not going to disrespect the kingdom that we are all trying to uphold. We are bodies of Christ trying to lead each soul back to where they actually came from, you know. And we came here to really expand and really to allow other people to live in their eternity rather than being bound to some place. And your soul will be alive forever. It's just, how are you living your life that is really exemplifying the fullness of glorifying that, glorifying the love, glorifying being rich in the treasures that are above all of this chaos and misery, and just devoid of any true substance. Like, you know, when you're dealing with like demonic spirits, when you are faced with, you know, monitoring just low, just very, just an attacking, like people coming to you and attacking you, right? You have to recognize that there's something within them that is operating. There's something that has taken captive over them, and that has really been operating in them, and they might not be aware of it, you know. Because if you're coming from unconsciousness, right, and ignorance, that's how the spirits get to you, because you're not even recognizing that God is literally displaying the truth to you always. He has it here. It's been here from ages to ages. And we really just have to submit and deny ourselves. And our lives will completely be turned, because that is actually in alignment with what he actually professes, you know. He doesn't go back on his word. It's here, and it's a promise that is always being fulfilled through so many people in this world. If you look around, you're just like, wow. Like, there is absolute no denying that he is here and he is present. And it's only when we can shut our own just ignorance in our sin that we are locked into in our perspective, and we can open up maybe just the curiosity of being more open. That's the first step, I think, is just being more open in general, not being so closed off because of what you have experienced in the past. Because, you know, it's just like, I don't know, there was like this test where monkeys, and they were raised with a robotic mom, or they were raised with a actual monkey, and they were testing if the attachment style, if they could attach to the mother that was a robotic, that actually had like nourishment, food, and that, you know, provided all these needs for the monkey. And then the actual monkey, right, with the mother didn't have all these things. She didn't have the needs to provide, but what she had was her physical being. Then she was reliable and she was always there for the monkey. And guess which monkeys thrived? You know, guess which one? It was the one that had the physical presence of the mom, not some crafted, robotic illusion of it, you know, because there's nothing there. There's no soul. There's no warmth, comfort. It's just, oh, I'm here to have just giving, and it's like, well, there's nothing behind that. So I would just like you to ponder upon that and think about how that reflects to you in some way. I don't know, to me, I have a multitude of things that I could take that in as, but really what I see it as is just that there could be so many things that the devil, the evil one, wants to tell you about your life, and it could feed in your thoughts. It could feed with the people that you are placing around you, because you know sin can come from the allowance of other people. And yeah, it's can you blame, who can you blame? You always have to point the finger back to yourself, because you're tolerating these things in your life and you're normalizing it because you're in the blindness of it, and you're not really fully reaping the pure, like it's honestly unreal when you actually sit within Christ. The peace will wash over anything in your life, and it's unending. Like the miracles that he does and just the way that he shows up for us is just so good, and we don't even deserve it, you know. And he continuously does it as long as we ask our Father, we ask in pureness, without any, you know, other intentions, you know, ill intentions that are behind our steps. You know, he knows, and that's why, you know, he answers to the innocent and the blameless and the humble. And if you are in that prideful state, he will bring you down to where you need to be in whatever way he thinks is fitting. And so yeah, just being sustained in Christ has really allowed me to relish in the gift that I am in this world, and it's really got me focused in doing my duty. You know, people say, I don't know my purpose, I don't know what I'm here for. Well, are you being nourished by just being told things? Or are you actually like going and being comforted? Are you actually experiencing that? And I'm not saying that every time you pray, every time you go into worship and glorify God, that you are going to feel something. That's what the human wants, you know, but God's not a feeling as well. And so it's just really about just being open again, just expanding your whole mind to receive something unfamiliar to what you would think it even looks like. And yeah, so are you sealing the lies of the enemy? Are you protecting that? Are you affirming it in your steps every day? Are you dreading doing things? Are you dreading being partaking of the community and to being of service to others? Really, that's just how we really find our purpose. I think so, because you can't just sit here and do everything for yourself. Yes, there's definitely things that we can do to work within our internal worlds, and that definitely helps us show up and provide and give in our best abundance for other people. But really, our purpose is, it's destined on our ability to figure out who we are, which is within God, and then we are able to be fed by him, right? We are nourished by him, so we are able to give. And when we are able to put ourselves in positions where we put our wants and our desires aside for the purpose of helping others that are truly in need, that actually would benefit off of you. And in every situation, you can see that. You pray, oh, God, is this an opportunity for me to show up in this way? Have you placed me in this position so that I can provide, so that I can be working what you have given me to others? Because genuinely, everything that we have is of God's own. And everything that we give, we're giving back to God. So, it's just really in that, like, apart from what you think that you have and what you think that you are deserving of because of the work that you put in, think about it like this: like, you are being sustained by a force that is so much greater than you can ever think of. It's the life force energy that allows this world to be and exist. And if you think about this, it's so much more greater than you can ever know. And this is why God is so personal and intimate to every one of us, because he has that ability, and because we are much of him, with him being here in us. And so just establishing him and really just centering the beauty of the holiness that he is and glorifying that. Because if you're not, then you are actually misrepresenting him and you are denying him, and then he will deny you. Okay, so we have to be really aware about how we are upholding the kingdom in our everyday lives. And that means that we have to sacrifice parts of our what we would naturally want to do, because you have to think, well, if we are sinful by nature, then we have to really always come to God, come to the truth, to really see, are we deceiving ourselves? Are we allowing ourselves to be blinded because we don't even understand how we are allowing other people to influence us in our lives? And the battle is not yours, it's God's. It's his. So anything that you are facing right now, anything that you're confused about, or anything that you feel like you are giving power over you, and I know that feelings, oh my gosh, they're so real. Yes, we feel them, and they could be feelings that you've felt for a long time that you feel like, oh my gosh, why are they still here? But they're here to show you something. And I would invite you to really look within and really investigate. Okay, oh, you just want to be seen, you just want to be loved, you never got that. So whatever feeling is arising, you really need to meet it where it is. And I know it feels so relentless because it's not a very pleasant feeling, and it takes you out of this contentment within, and it stresses you out and it makes you feel anxious. But this is exactly what you need to do, and pray about it. Okay, there's nothing that can be lost in prayer. Like, you're only gaining and you're increasing because you are really giving, and you're casting away your cares to the Lord, and you're drawing closer, and you're not letting the enemy get any inch within deceiving and really just polluting your destiny, polluting the way that you are going to lead in your life, because thoughts can really be taken captive if you're not conscious about it. You have to really go in there and replace them immediately. Scribble it out and write in the truth, because we won't be aligned in the will. We won't be established in what we have been assigned if we are constantly being taken and being brought down and constantly believing and holding on to that. We have to cut ties. We have to cut ties off of our past. We have to walk in the renewed creature that we are in Christ, and we have to be believing in that with every bone in every moment. And it's hard, yes, but it is true. It's so true. I'm sure that you look at people in your life and you see them and you might see their potential where they can't see it, where they're blinded at. There's always room for like the expression of you to come out in whatever way. And there's so much of us that we have yet to see. But God knows us, and he knows our potential. He knows who he created us to be since the day we were basically came into this world, you know. And so, yeah, glorifying the Holy One, you know, that takes care of everybody and every need and gives abundantly. And how do you expect to increase in riches on earth and a multitude of things if it would never satisfy? Okay? Like, when I'm talking about this, I'm really talking about the satisfyingness of walking with God, because it really is. When you know who you are, when you know that you are to be treasured, and you know that you are an amazing and awesome person, spirits, that came in alignment with the stardust and everything that is the complexity of this cosmic universe. When you are in relationship to that, stop right there, because you've done everything that you need up to this point, and you are in perfect position. Okay? And there's no way that you can sit here and walk around slumping, and there's no way that you can sit here and be in complaining and gossiping and being in just the shame and all of these entrapping beliefs that are not true, and that are meant to be the snares. They are meant to really have you tripping out here. Okay, honey, we don't want this. We don't need us to be falling into cracks and crevices, into pavements, and because it's dirty down there. Okay, it's dirty on the floor. We don't need to be on the floor. No, we need to rise within who we are meant to be, stand firm in that, know that we are the lights, we are the candles. Okay, we are meant to illuminate every bit of darkness and things that just want to be hidden. We cannot hide ourselves. We cannot do that. That's just denying Christ, because he's within us, and we need to shine this. We need to. So if there's anybody, or even yourself, that you're struggling to love right now, you need to, because it's literally going to cost you your eternal life. If you really think about it, look at all of this. It's literally just a distraction. If you place your hand before you, place it like this, you're gonna see that you can see just a little bit, right? You can see. Now turn it this way. Which way do you see more of? With the hand turning towards you, or with the hand turning apart from you? Now I ain't gonna lie, I kind of see the same amount, but look, if it's turned away from you, then obviously you're gonna be looking at yourself. You're gonna be coming to yourself to look for answers. And what is that gonna do? You always need objective evidence. You always need something outside of you to kind of allow you to clarify. And you wouldn't know all the things you know without experiencing and having other people in your life show you that, oh honey, no, you went wrong there, you missed a step there. When you're looking for confirmation, you have to seek. You have to seek. And it has to be in a way where it is objective to you, and it's not where you are seeking what you want to hear. And you can do that when you have people in your life that are rejoicing in the sin that you are partaking in, that are reflecting your same habits, and that are constantly reaffirming this person in you that you think that you are, and they're okay with it because it kind of soothes whatever their emotional ties are and where they're confused with. And this is not to judge at all, it's really just to correct you. I feel like I've been assigned here to show people that you are much more than this, that your life can amount to something so much more. And if you're questioning, well, what am I doing, or how do I get through this, or I feel like this, and I just want to remind you that all the answers are here. All the answers are here. All the answers are here. So yes, guard yourselves, clothe yourself in purity, and know that it's not going to be a one-step train to eternity, right? No, this is a constant race, this is a constant fight, this is a constant armoring yourself up for the day, and knowing that you're protected, knowing that he goes before you, behind you, above you, below you, and you good, you Gucci, okay? So just know that you are special, you are unique, you are perfectly tailored to yourself, and you only have the ability to release that energy, release what is within you that wants to escape, okay? Get back into your creative nature, because that's what you are. And yeah, just try your best every moment, and knowing that the grace is always still going to be here for you, even when you fall short, even when you do trip up. You know that you're going to have a hand that's going to pick you back up, and that's going to dust you off, and that loves you so much that you can't even understand. That's always waiting for you. That always is wanting to know you, and that is thankful for you coming back and being with them, because we're extended this huge amount of time that we think, but really it's just like, well, is the time of your death gonna be as important as this time right now? Because I honestly think that just because we're only assured in the present moment, that this is the only moment that actually ever matters. Wherever and whenever you are is always gonna be here. So like, just think about it like that, like right here. Never ever ever, oh my gosh, never take advantage of this moment. Never be so when you're so I don't struggle with this, but procrastination, okay? You don't know if you have another moment to do this thing. And that's why I did this video this morning, because honey, I felt like the inspiration of God came upon me, and I said, okay, I'm doing it. But genuinely, don't plan, take action, because that's the only way things can ever change. You can't just have it sitting in your mind, sitting on a journal. No. So while you have the chance, please do. And thank you guys for watching, and until next time, peace and love. Thank you guys.